Welcome back to Beyond the Wild, a more in-depth look at the Wild Animal Park. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We open in around 5 weeks, April 9th. We're really excited for our 12th season coming up. Some new additions, some new exhibits, a lot of stuff going on. We're getting ready to start construction on our campground project and that entire facility. So we're really busy. Part of my day, once I get here, I will sometimes go around and check on the animals. We have staff that checks on them, but I like to get a look at them too. Today we're inside our Squirrel Monkey exhibit where our group of Squirrel Monkeys are. Right now they're kind of looking, observing. Once they get more relaxed, they'd be bouncing off my shoulders and all over the place. They're just more observant right now. These are a South American, which they would be a New World monkey. There are about 10 of them in here, some moms, some babies. These guys live in the rainforest, up in the canopy. They spend their lives in the trees. They have their tail that they use a lot for helping balance and climbing. They're just a really interesting primate, so we're lucky to have them here. You'll see they're very curious to what's going on and checking out, so you'll see they're becoming a little bit more comfortable. We're gonna head up to the kitchen now and check out some stuff in there, show you some different aspects of our animal care with their diets. The diets and nutrition is one of the most important parts of having animals in captivity. So we take it very seriously. We make sure they get all the vitamins, minerals, everything they need to have the most healthy life that we can give them. We try to simulate what their wild diets would be like, just so that they like what they're eating and it's healthy for them. We go through a lot of food. We go through a ton of meat, roughly about 3,000 to 4,000 pounds of meat every month. Crazy amount of fruit, vegetables, biscuits. Everything that we feed our animals are approved by our veterinary staff that we have. It's very important. So we're gonna go inside, check out. We've got Rob in there working and show you some different stuff and check out the diets of the wild. So our kitchen's changed quite a bit from the early years of the wild. We went from basically one chest freezer that was enough to be able to hold all the meat. Now we're to the point where a chest freezer probably wouldn't hold enough meat for the day with all the different carnivores we have. Behind us here we have a large walk-in freezer where we put all of our meat. We carry probably roughly 4,000 to 5,000 pounds at a time that we have on hand, along with the fish for our different species that like the fish, the penguins, the otters. As you come through, we've got our sinks, we've got other coolers, other freezers. We've got shelving for all the different diets that we have. We have so many different animals that we have so many different diets that we have to put together. It's a lot of work, and we basically have someone in here that spends the entire day just prepping the diets. The keepers then come in, put the diets out to the different animals. But there's a lot involved to it. As I said, it's grown quite a bit. We need a lot of storage space, keep everything high and dry. Everything we do is with the animals in mind. Sanitary, the cleanliness is very important. So a lot goes into this aspect of the animal care.
Hi, I'm Rob. I do the diets here at the Wild Animal Park. Been here about a year. So right now I'm finishing up the carnivores. So right now I'm doing the clouded leopard diet. And we have a list here that lists how much meat everybody gets, and it varies during the season, depending, summer, winter, diets vary a little bit. So for the clouded leopards, we're doing a little bit of venison and a little bit of ground beef. They're smaller cats, so their food actually has to be broken up. Our larger cats, like the lions and the tigers, they can just get giant pieces of meat. So the lions, tigers will get like 8-9 pounds of meat a day, and the clouded leopards, being the smaller cats, are about 1.5 pounds. So it just varies a lot on each animal. For the clouded, like I said, we have to cut these to like nugget-sized pieces. And we have 2 clouded leopards, so each of them are going to get a personalized diet with 1.5 pounds of meat. And then after we have the meat, all our cats also get a supplement that gets added, and that's based on the weight of their diet. And they're going to get 2 teaspoons. And this just has extra vitamins and minerals that the carnivores need. And we just mix that in there. And then at the end of the day, the keepers will pick up the diets and actually feed them out to the animals. Okay, and then on the other side of the kitchen, this is where we do all our produce diet. So this is for all our primates and then some of the smaller animals. So we have basically a cookbook here that lists for each animal how much food they're going to get. And again, that will vary seasonally if there's nursing or pregnant moms, babies. So the one I'm working on right now, this is the baboon diet. So they're going to get 450 grams of leafy greens. They're going to get mainly spinach or romaine or a combination. And then we'll, on availability, we'll do like kale and stuff like that, just depending what's available seasonally. So we do go through quite a bit of produce. So again, each animal varies a little bit onto what they get and how much, depending on the size of the animal. So right now for the baboons, they're going to get 1,260 grams of carrots or squash. So we're going to do carrots today. And I'm just going to weigh it out first. And then these guys have larger mouths. They're a little bit larger primates, so we can cut these into decent sized chunks for these animals. Some of our other animals, like our squirrel monkeys, have to pretty much be diced up. They're just much smaller with smaller hands and mouths. So all the diets are kind of customized to the size of the animal, of their nutritional needs. But for most of the primates, they get a combination of some fruits and some vegetables. And then after there's carrots and squash, they're going to get some sort of fruit. And that can be anything from apples to cantaloupe, pretty much any fruit. We try to vary it up through time to time through the season, just so they have some variety. Worry about cutting it really small. They can eat it right off the rinds, so we don't have to take the rinds off. For some of the smaller animals, we'll take the rinds off. And like I said, with the baboons, they're larger animals, so they can have pretty decent sized pieces of fruit. We just want to make sure that there's enough pieces for them to forage, and so that they're not fighting over the food. And then they'll get some other like bananas and fruit, and then they'll get these just for supplements, like I was putting the supplement in the meat diets. We have different biscuits and stuff for the different primates. So for the baboons, they get what's called monkey biscuits, and they get a scoop of this. And this just has like added minerals and vitamins and stuff in it. It smells very citrusy, and that just gets put in there. And these guys will also get some either eggs or peanuts. So it just kind of varies. So up in the diet kitchen, this is where we're going to store a lot of our different grains and stuff for the animals. We have the meat freezer where we store all our meat. So we've got the freezer over here. This is the meat that's still not used to be cut up. And then after it's cut up, it gets put over in here. And you can see we have quite a few different carnivores. So these are all their prepared diets that then the keepers will pick up at the end of the day and feed out. Like our snakes and some of our smaller, like the coatis and the owls, will get things like mice or rats. So all that kind of stuff is stored in here. And then this is our main produce fridge. So this is where we keep all the produce for all the, pretty much all the primates. So apples, pears, broccoli, cauliflower, mushrooms, tomatoes. They eat better than I do, actually. And again, so we'll make the diet in the morning. Keepers will come and pick up in the afternoon once they're all prepared. So just to give you a little idea, this is for our Coatimundi. So he's going to get a little bit of dog food, some eggs. Grapes are his favorite. They love the grapes. And then some carrots or yams, and then just some little fruit and some veggies. And then in the back area here, this is where we just kind of store some of our extra grain and stuff like that. So we've got different, called ADF16, which is just a grain that gets fed out to a lot of the animals. Again, very rich in the nutrients and minerals. So the other thing that we keep in the diet kitchen is different enrichment items for the animals. So we have like different types of nuts or peanuts that we'll give to the different larger birds and some of the monkeys. We keep different boxes in here that the keepers will use to put in the different exhibits. And sometimes they'll put scents in there or put some of their food in there. Things like peanut butter, honey, or additional treats that we'll give the animals from time to time, in addition to things like marshmallows, all different toys that we'll put in the exhibits for them as well. So all that kind of stuff is kind of stored up here.
All right, well, thank you for checking in with our Beyond the Wild YouTube. We really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys will subscribe, follow us. We've got a lot going on with opening day coming up, a lot of preparations, a lot of new arrivals for the zoo, for other aspects, the drive-through. We've got a lot planned for our 12th season. We're always going to be adding new exciting things, so hopefully you continue to follow us and see some exciting stuff.